Scott Harrison can hardly wait to get out of the blocks in the black trunks from Cambuslang near Glasgow. Just voted the Young Boxer of the Year, the prestigious award voted for by the boxing writers. He gets that award next Thursday. Won't want to slip up here then, as he defends his British and Commonwealth Featherweight titles against Gary Thornhill, the former British champion, who was stripped of the title and had his licence suspended after failing a dope test. Well, he's back now, and he looked quite sharp in his only comeback fight against Peter Buckley. Won that all right in the blue trunks, and he's trained very, very hard for this one, the Liverpool fighter. But Harrison has looked the business. He really has in his career so far. Very rounded and mature beyond his 24 years. Starting a big favourite.
But it's Thornhill who's starting the faster. He's come out very sharp, looking to just take Harrison out of his stride very early on.
He sometimes can start a little slowly, Scott Harrison. No secret about Thornhill's tactics here. It'll be based on a feverish work rate. He won the title against Richie Went in his best performance. Of course, that became clouded in controversy with the failed dope test. But he's getting with some good shots here early on and just unsettling Harrison.
Well, he has took Harrison by surprise here. I don't think Harrison expected this. It's a very good, accurate start with the punches from Thornhill.
Just hitting gloves and arms a little bit with some of those jabs. Harrison has this poker face. He's the strong, silent, some might say even dour type, but he's looked a very good fighter in what we've seen so far. But Thornhill catching him with the jab and the right hand. Great start here from the challenger.
Well, he really does look focused. He looks like he has something to prove in there, Gary Thornhill.
And this might just about be his last chance. Lovely uppercut as well there. Harrison proving a little too easy to hit maybe in this first round. If there are any weaknesses, maybe a bit more head movement. And he's getting him with some good shots here, Thornhill, to head and body.
Well, watched Harrison a lot, and he's never been hit quite as many times as this in a round. Really is, you know, unable to get out of the way of these punches.
Thornhill trying to unload with hooks to the body as well. Lethargic early on here, Scott Harrison. His father Peter in the corner might be a little concerned with what he's watching, but I've seen Harrison start slowly before, not quite this slowly, mind you, and come on strong. Thornhill's round. Second round for the famous titles on offer here at the classic weight of featherweight, 9 stone. Gary Thornhill in the blue trunks, the challenger from Liverpool, who boasted one of the most famous champions, Nell Tarleton, a real Scouser hero of old. Harrison just needs to pick up the tempo, doesn't he, here, Glenn?
Yes, he does. He's starting to look for his own right hands. He needs to get his jab working and just start staying with the pace that Thornhill's setting.
Harrison, who has wins already over 2 illustrious former world champions in Tracy Harris-Patterson and Tom Johnston. Caught them at the right time, no doubt about that, but it was a high-risk strategy to go in with them, and he did the job. And sped up. Combination punching from Scott Harrison. He really can move through the gears. I remember seeing him put together about 15 punches in one salvo against Tracy Harris-Patterson.
Well, he's trying to pick it up now. He needs to do that, needs to lift himself.
A hugely intense effort from Thornhill, who just has not stopped throwing leather so far. He does need to make a dent in Harrison, maybe early on in the fight.
Well, Harrison is trying to get those combinations working, but Thornhill coming back harder and harder.
Don't let him set himself down. There you go.
Doesn't slip much from the jab, does he, Harrison? One thing I've noticed about him right from the start.
Yes, he's not managing to catch that many punches or slip. He's just standing too straight up in there and making it pretty easy for Thornhill to land him with the straight punches.
Slip it, Gary. You slip it. Here you go. Come on.
Only the second fight this year for Scott Harrison for one reason and another. The only other one was when he beat Richie Wenton in 4 rounds. Good right hand there from Harrison. There's a danger maybe for Thornhill of just punching himself out a little. He's thrown a lot.
Well, Harrison's now starting to get a bit of momentum and let his combinations go, but it is difficult just to stop Thornhill.
He's done about 80 rounds of sparring, he tells me, in preparation for this fight. Gary Thornhill, it's showing. Now this very, very good action so far. Due to go 12 rounds, of course. First defense of the British title and third of the Commonwealth, this, for Scott Harrison. Remember, he's in the black trunks. And once again, Thornhill is out of there like a caged tiger. Caged tiger let loose, that is. He wants this a lot, doesn't he? You can see it.
Yes, he really does. He's going about it the right way, but can he keep it up? Harrison now starting to get his punches off.
Yeah, he's just starting to find the range. And the danger for Thornhill is he walks into something. Might have to be a little cuter on the way in. It's pretty hard, I think, Scott Harrison. He looks quite heavy-handed to me. Good body shots again from Thornhill and the uppercut.
Well, Thornhill, I think, has to fight this way. He can't really let Harrison settle into it. You know, Harrison's very good skills. He's got to get him out of his stride.
Again, another good left hook to the body from Thornhill. But just bit by bit, you feel, Scott Harrison is picking up the tempo of this. Will he take control in a round or two's time? That has to be the danger for the challenger.
Well, it's going to be tough for Thornhill to fight this way, but he really must keep the punches going.
There was a good straight right there from Scott Harrison. I fancy that hurt Thornhill a little.
Yes, that one rocked the head back.
Thornhill's camp, Colin Moorcroft in particular, feeling that Scott Harrison is a decent fighter, but they don't feel he's the world-class operator some people think. Now he's just starting to move through the gears a little here, Scott Harrison. Maybe just not quite the same sharpness and snap about some of Thornhill's punches as well now.
No, it's obviously getting a bit harder for Thornhill. This is a terrific pace he's trying to set, but can he keep it up?
Harrison showing one or two signs that he might have just weathered the worst of it. Still good body punches from Thornhill. Certainly his defiance has not been snapped yet.
But Harrison, just bit by bit, starting to pick it up himself.
Here's the 5th round. Harrison in the black trunks, remember. Caught by a right hand from Thornhill right at the start of the round. Whatever happens, Thornhill has put in a splendid effort. He's caught by a body shot, though, there. Right into the rib cage. And it was almost a delayed action fall. He's in trouble here. got up at about 4 or 5. He's still breathing heavily, and he's in bad way. He might stop it here. Mark Green, he has stopped it. That body punch was decisive in round 5, and Scott Harrison retains his British and Commonwealth Featherweight Championships, and that was a punch to make you wince.
Well, a terrific left hook to the body. Really is a painful punch, and yeah, I know all too well what that sort of shot's like and what it takes out of you if it gets you in the right place.
Tough on Gary Thornhill, who put so much into that to make it a splendid fight for as long as it lasted. And you'd hope that some other kind of opportunities might come his way on the back of that. It was a good effort. Frank Maloney there with Scott Harrison. He's just moved from Panic's Promotions to Frank Warren's Sports Network organisation. Frank Maloney, part of that setup these days, of course, himself. First fight under the new banner, and it should be now a move on to the European title, and Manuel Calvo. Bids have to be in for that by mid-September, quite soon, in fact. So if they want to go that route, the fight's there for them.
Well, I think he still needs a few more fights. He's not quite ready for the top line yet. What he did prove was that he's very strong. Got to work on the defence a bit more, but that was a good, solid left hook to the body. Really took everything out of Thornhill.
What I like about this Scott Harrison is, at times, you're right, his defence looks a bit leaky, but he looks so strong, and he always seems to come up with an answer.
Yes, he does. He prevails. He comes through. But he has got this physical strength. And I think that's a mental strength as well.
Well, he's now beaten Gary Thornhill, Patrick Mullings, Richie Wenton, those two world champions, Tracy Harris-Patterson, Tom Johnson. He won the Commonwealth title. He's won the British title. And it's quite a career for a fellow who's not up to 20 pro fights yet. He's a natural, really. Like to see him start a bit faster. Good win, though, in the end, with a very, very, very hurtful left hook to the ribs. The good news is that when we present you with the Young Boxer of the Year award on Thursday, you'll be doing it on a winning note. I mean, how much does it mean to you to be named Young Boxer of the Year?
It means a lot. It's been a lot of good fighters through the years. Just to win, it's an honour, especially in the anniversary 50th. Good achievement.
We look forward to seeing you on Thursday for that. Let's bring your dad in, Peter, very quickly here. Would you go the European title route now? Is that what you want to do? Because that fight's there, isn't it, with Manuel Calvo?
That's up to Frank. He makes all the decisions regarding that.
Oh, well, let's ask him then. Yeah, Frank?
Yeah, we'll sit down on Monday, Frank Warren and myself, and we'll discuss it. We'd like to get that fight for Scott's first fight in Glasgow. You know, we've promised him a fight in Glasgow, and that'd be a great one to kick it off with.
It could be a big Scottish revival going on at the moment, I think, isn't it, with Alex Arthur as well?
Well, yeah, you know, they've got a great gym up there under Peter there in the Phoenix in Scotland, and you know, we've seen what we've done here in Manchester, and hopefully we're going to do the same thing up there in Scotland, Glasgow.
Yeah. Well done to all of you tonight.
Scott wants to do it the old way. British, Commonwealth, European, work our way up.
Yeah, he looks like a throwback.